A killer's confession is often seen as the ultimate breakthrough in a criminal investigation, a moment of clarity that unveils the truth and brings closure. But what if the confession isn't what it seems? Beneath the surface of these chilling admissions lies a labyrinth of motives, deception, and untold stories that challenge our understanding of justice. From killers seeking fame to those confessing for reasons far removed from remorse, these revelations blur the lines between truth and manipulation. The question remains, can we ever truly trust a confession? The psychological shift in confession. When a killer confesses, it often marks a profound psychological shift driven by a complex web of emotions and motives. Guilt can weigh heavily on individuals, building up over time until they feel an overwhelming need to unburden themselves. For some, confessing is a way to seek redemption or closure, while others may confess out of sheer exhaustion from hiding the truth. Interestingly, some killers see confession as a way to maintain control, using their truths to manipulate the system, delay punishment, or gain attention. High-profile cases, like that of Ted Bundy, highlight how confessions can sometimes serve as a tactical move rather than a sign of remorse. However, not all confessions stem from guilt. For certain individuals, confessing is less about seeking relief and more about serving their own interests. A killer might confess to gain notoriety, mislead investigators, or even protect someone else. Experts in criminal psychology emphasize that understanding the motivations behind a confession is crucial, as it provides deeper insight into the offender's state of mind and the truth behind their crimes. Each confession, whether genuine or calculated, peels back layers of the human psyche, revealing a side of humanity that often goes unseen. The role of interrogation tactics. Interrogation tactics play a pivotal role in drawing out confessions from killers, often determining whether the truth will emerge or remain buried. Skilled interrogators use a variety of psychological techniques to navigate the delicate balance between gaining trust and applying pressure. Techniques like building rapport, showing empathy, or subtly leading the suspect to share more can be instrumental in breaking down defenses. Some tactics, such as the Reed technique, rely on psychological manipulation and confrontation, while others, like the peace model, emphasize a non-coercive, conversational approach. Both methods aim to create an environment where the suspect feels compelled or safe enough to confess. However, these tactics are not without controversy. Aggressive or overly suggestive interrogation methods have led to false confessions in numerous cases, sometimes putting innocent individuals behind bars. The Central Park 5 case is a chilling example of how duress and coercion can lead to wrongful admissions of guilt. In contrast, ethically applied techniques not only help uncover the truth, but also ensure the confession holds up in court. Modern investigators increasingly focus on balancing effectiveness with fairness, recognizing that the way a confession is obtained can profoundly impact the pursuit of justice. The ripple effect on families and victims. A killer's confession can send shockwaves through the lives of victims' families, evoking a complex mix of emotions. For many, it provides the long-awaited answers they've been seeking, offering a sense of closure that allows them to begin healing. However, confessions often come with brutal details, revealing the full extent of the crime in ways that families may not be prepared for. Hearing these truths can reopen emotional wounds, forcing loved ones to relive their pain. The weight of this information can sometimes overshadow the relief of knowing the case is resolved, leaving families grappling with the question of whether they truly wanted to know everything. Beyond the families, the confession also impacts the wider community of those affected by the crime. It can challenge their perceptions of the perpetrator, particularly if the individual was someone they knew or trusted. Psychologists often work with victims' families during this time, helping them process the mixture of grief, anger, and relief that follows a confession. These ripples extend even to the investigators and prosecutors, who must relay the raw details to families while maintaining their professional composure. In the end, while a confession may close a chapter legally, the emotional and psychological impact on those left behind is a story that continues long after. Legal implications and courtroom drama. A killer's confession, while pivotal in solving a case, does not guarantee a straightforward legal outcome. Once in the courtroom, the confession becomes a focal point of contention, with the defense often challenging its validity. Lawyers may argue that the confession was coerced, obtained under duress, or made by someone mentally unfit to understand their rights. These claims can complicate what might otherwise seem like an open and shut case. Even a genuine confession must align with corroborating evidence to withstand scrutiny, as judges and juries are trained to evaluate the circumstances under which the admission was made. The courtroom drama surrounding a confession often reveals its limitations in delivering immediate justice. For example, cases like that of Chris Watts showed how even a shocking confession could be meticulously dissected by both the prosecution and defense to shape their narratives. Additionally, legal loopholes, such as inadequate recording of the interrogation process, can lead to the dismissal of a confession entirely. This underlines the importance of transparent and ethical interrogation practices. Ultimately, while a confession is a powerful piece of evidence, its journey through the legal system highlights the complexities of transforming an admission of guilt into a conviction. How society views confessions. To the public, a killer's confession often feels like the definitive end of the story, a moment of truth that provides clarity and justice. News headlines and social media are quick to highlight confessions, shaping public opinion and reinforcing the narrative that the case is solved. However, this perception can be misleading, as a confession doesn't always equate to the full truth. Killers may omit critical details, exaggerate certain aspects, or even confess falsely for personal gain or to protect someone else. This disconnect between public perception and reality underscores the need for thorough verification of confessions by law enforcement. Moreover, society's trust in confessions is often exploited in cases involving false admissions of guilt. Studies reveal that more than 25% of wrongful convictions involve false confessions, often resulting from coercion, fear, or confusion. High-profile cases, like the Central Park Five, have demonstrated how public faith in confessions can contribute to miscarriages of justice. Social media amplifies these dynamics, as sensationalized stories tend to drown out nuanced discussions about the reliability of the confession. While confessions can bring a sense of closure for the public, they are not always the straightforward resolution they appear to be, and their accuracy should never be assumed without scrutiny. The untold stories. When killers confess for the wrong reasons. Not every killer's confession is motivated by guilt or a desire for redemption. In some cases, confessions are strategic acts crafted to serve a specific purpose. For example, killers like Henry Lee Lucas confessed to crimes they didn't commit, enjoying the notoriety and attention their admissions brought. Others confess to protect someone else, divert suspicion, or mislead investigators. These false or misleading confessions complicate the justice process, requiring investigators to sift through facts to determine the authenticity of the statement. For some, the confession itself becomes a way to maintain a sense of control, even while under arrest. These untold stories expose a troubling reality. Confessions are not always the end of the investigation, but sometimes just the beginning of a new puzzle. Law enforcement must rely on forensic evidence, witness testimony, and other corroborating details to verify the confession's accuracy. While the public may view a confession as an ultimate admission of guilt, investigators know that ulterior motives often lurk behind the words. These deceptive confessions not only delay justice, but can also undermine public trust in the process, revealing the darker complexities of criminal psychology. A killer's confession is often seen as the final piece of the puzzle, but as we've uncovered, it's rarely that simple. Behind every confession lies a complex web of motives, emotions, and consequences that ripple through families, victims, investigators, and society as a whole. Whether genuine or deceptive, confessions challenge our understanding of justice and human behavior, leaving us with questions that extend far beyond the courtroom. As we delve into these untold stories, one thing becomes clear: the truth is not always what it seems. Thank you for joining us on this journey. If you found this exploration compelling, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth stories that reveal the hidden layers of the human experience.